It's Local Edition. Brad Pomerance here. We are in the Inland Empire, joined by Bob Magee. He is the mayor of Lake Elsinore, which you may not know has a lake.
We have a massive lake.
Tell us about this lake.
Our lake is over 3,000 acres. It is actually the largest inland body of water naturally
It's natural, okay.
in Southern California. So we're very proud of that fact.
But over the last few years, the lake has seen its water level drop as a result of the drought. Give us a sense.
A significant amount of evaporation
Right.
over the last 10 years. Even though we pump in 5 million gallons of reclaimed water each and every day, we don't quite keep up with evaporation.
Okay.
So at the end of last summer, we were clearly struggling. The only boat launch still operational is the city's La Laguna boat launch, but it was still operational. We did still have crowds coming out and enjoying the lake.
How much had the lake dropped?
The lake had dropped nearly 20 feet since its last high water mark in 2005.
That's a huge amount.
It is massive.
And could you see it?
Yes,
Right.
Incrementally you could see it. But what I tell people, if you move to Lake Elsinore anytime this century, you have known nothing except a full and healthy lake. You weren't there during the times when it went completely dry. In the 1950s,
Dry. It was empty.
for 13 years, it was dry.
Wow.
So
and what happened?
Well, actually, Edmund G. Brown,
I love this stuff.
Senior, provided us with water, diverted some water from the Colorado River and filled the lake.
Okay.
And so by 1968, we had the lake back, and along with that, a more vibrant economy. You've seen our economy rise and flow, ebb and flow,
right, sure.
with the height of our lake.
Well, the good news is it was a wet year.
It was a very nice year. We rose 8 feet in elevation.
Okay.
The lake is happy and healthy.
Right.
And we are reaping that benefit. We have many campgrounds.
Yeah, let's talk about the campgrounds. Give us a real sense as to what we see now as a result of the Better Lake rise.
What you see now is on the holiday weekends, Memorial Day and 4th of July, every single campground surrounding the lake was full, sold out. In fact, people were actually selling space on their lawn to park RVs. So we have an abundance of people now pushing down toward the lake. And part of that is obviously the health, the access, and our fish stocking program.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Explain what had happened and what you've done with fish stocking and why this is important.
So over the years, we have harvested some of the what we call the nuisance fish, the carp. We actually had a fishing crew out with nets harvesting them out.
And why are they a nuisance? Why had they been a nuisance?
They're not naturally occurring. They tend to churn up the bottom, which then releases phosphorus into the water, which can be negative to the fish.
I see.
And they are not what is called a true game fish. So part of our sporting focus is on the sporting game fish.
Right.
So we have largemouth bass, we have catfish, channel, blue, and white catfish, bluegill, and crappie. So
those were part of the restocking?
All of those have gone in over the last couple of years, and this year was our biggest year where we stocked 30,000 pounds of fish over the last 3 months. So now, more than ever, if you are an angler, that's the place to go. And Fox Sports West actually came out and shot an entire episode showing our annual fishing derby.
Tell us about the derby.
We have a sponsor, it's Lake Elsinore Hotel and Casino. They put up $15,000, and we had teams from all over the country come out. And the majority of the catch was catfish. The highest or the largest catfish was over 10 pounds.
Nice.
Now imagine that on the end of your line.
Yes,
That gets people
yeah.
engaged.
Their hearts are pumping.
Absolutely. So we have everyone from a little guy in a small kayak to these giant $30,000, $40,000 bass boats. So whether you fish on the shore like I do, or you want to wade out there, or you want to bring your big cruiser, we got something for everybody. And with 3,000 acres
Right.
and 14 miles of shoreline, there's plenty of places.
What does this do for your local economy?
Well, you can't get a hotel room in Lake Elsinore right now. Between the lake, our minor league baseball team,
Right, which we've talked about.
and our Lucas Oil off-road racing,
Right.
there simply aren't any hotel rooms, which is why new ones are coming online. The La Quinta Inn has recently been approved, and we have another one in the application pipeline right now.
Let's talk about the Lake Elsinore Grand Prix. It found itself relocated over the last couple of years. What's going on there?
Well, as our city grows, we've had to look for new courses. The courses have modified over time. If any of you saw the movie On Any Sunday, that depicts the 1970 event, which was made famous by Malcolm Smith and then Steve McQueen, who both raced in it. Malcolm ended up winning, and then he went on to win 3 different times in the Baja 1000.
Nice.
So he's a bit of a legend in our town. We started out going down Main Street, but over time, the shop owners on Main Street wanted to push back a little. And so then we started to go up into a neighborhood behind Main Street, and then those neighbors pushed back a little. So then we had gone down to the channel and adjacent to the car dealerships. That requires a significant amount of water to be placed on the course because there's not as much pavement. Part of the Grand Prix experience is you're on the road, but you're also on the dirt. As we moved away from the downtown area, more than 6 miles of the 7-mile course became on the dirt. So it required almost 1 million gallons of water.
And we didn't have that.
We did not have that. Governor Brown said, no,
No,
Lake Elsinore, you're not going to use water that way during the drought. So we moved it down for the last 2 years to Lake Elsinore Motorsports Park. It's our motorsports venue, also where Lucas Oil does their truck racing. It's been in town for almost 20 years. So we built a special track down there for them, and we did that the last couple of years.
But
now we're returning to the streets. We're bringing it back up. It's going to stop and start at Lake Point Park, which is right off of Main Street. We're going to go up into the hills, which is part of the legendary course. You will actually see in the movie On Any Sunday, you see Malcolm flying across the ridgeline up there. And so we will have that. And it is a thrill to be up there with other riders on your 2-wheel motorcycle and a sheer drop-off of over 100 feet, and you can see the lake. It is thrilling. It gets the heart
When's this
going.
happening?
This is happening November 10th, 11th, and 12th. We are actually going to have what's called a Generations race. This is the 49th annual, and we actually have people that are signing up for the race, sons and fathers
and grandfathers
that have all participated in the race. My son and I have both raced this race. And so it is something that is unique to Lake Elsinore. It is something that is very special. It's part of our history, and we're not going to let it go.
I bet.
And we have brewed with craft brewing in Lake Elsinore our very own Elsinore Apricot Ale. And we will be unveiling that at Storm Stadium on August 18th. That is our community night. And we will have it at our State of the City address.
I love it. His name is Bob Magee. He is mayor of Lake Elsinore. I'm Brad Pomerance, local edition.